And we've seen yet another scandal in the health service, this time within Tala Hospital. What do you make of the latest controversy?
Well, this is another in a long litany of very serious failures in the Department of Health under Minister Harney. The latest example is another catastrophe, in fact. It's bad enough not to have x-rays read by radiologists. We know that one person died and another is being treated for cancer. But the latest debacle is where a reported thousands of letters of referral have not been opened. Now, how would one feel if a person went to a GP last year and the GP decided to refer the person to a consultant for checkup or whatever, to now find that patients could be walking around with a serious tumour or developing cancer or another serious ailment, to find that their letter of referral has not even been opened. My problem is that the Minister for Health under this government is not accountable in the chamber of the Dáil to the people. That's got to change.
Now, we've been asking our friends and fans on Facebook all week to submit their questions for you.
Good.
And I'll just put a few of them to you now. On the same lines, there's a question from Sarah Jennings in Mayo, who wants to know how you're going to fix the health service.
Well done, Sarah. If I can answer this in 90 seconds. Fine Gael have a plan to change the health system. At the moment, we're spending 20 billion, 16 from public sources and 4 from private. We have a two-tier health system. We have private insurance and public health system. We want to change that. And we're going to take the best of what we find in 3 other countries. The best of what we find in the Netherlands, the best of what we find in managing hospitals with trusts from Great Britain, and the best of what we find in dealing with waiting lists from Northern Ireland. We can't do all 3 together, and we can't do all 3 separately. It will take 5 years to implement this. At the end of 5 years, what we will have is an end to waiting lists, because there will be a special delivery unit to see that consultants' waiting lists are not excessively long. Secondly, we will have a very strong primary care network around the country where doctors and other practitioners like dentists and all of that can come together and prevent people from having to go to accident and emergency units in the first place. And thirdly, and most importantly, we'll have a system of what we call universal health insurance, or what Fine Gael call fair care, where every person, from the youngest baby to the oldest citizen, will have mandatory health care provided for them by insurance companies. And the hospitals then will see patients as being central to the system, and the more patients that go through the hospitals, the more money is generated for the hospital. We're not privatising those, but we are ensuring that every citizen gets fair play and gets a much better impact from the health system than we do currently. So I hope that I've given Sarah some little flavour of it there. It's quite complex. It can't happen overnight. It will take us 5 years to implement our programme, and we'll be starting from day 1.
Now, Paddy Manning from County Kilkenny wants to know what you hope to achieve as Taoiseach.
Thanks, Paddy. I hope to run a competent government, to change the way we deliver on politics and make political decisions, and we've already published our documents on that. But also to restore the public finances, and centrally and most importantly, to provide work for our people so that they can have career opportunities, they can live their lives in Ireland if that's what they want to do, and we provide that through plans and strategies that we have in place. These are not fantasy, they work. And the tools for provision of employment policies are available to every government. We have them as well. But in Fine Gael now, we've developed a clear set of strategies, a very clear set of plans, 100,000 jobs in 4 years, a whole series of initiatives for small businesses, sorting out our banks, having credit be there for business and entrepreneurs, and getting our public finances back into working condition so that our country can rise again, that our country can really be focused on competitiveness, on exports, which generate money for our country, and which will allow for the young generation of people coming along to have opportunities to live and work here if that's what they want to do.
Now, one of those younger generations is a man called Jamie Cullinan from Waterford, who says, I am a student and will finish my science studies next year. What is Fine Gael going to do to help me?
Well, first of all, may I say that Fine Gael policy in respect of the South East is that there should be a regional university situated in the South East and give the WIT and Carlow university status. We've had that policy now for quite some time. But for Jamie and for thousands of others, what we want to do is create a stimulus in the economy so that jobs and work can be created. That's why we've brought in what we call New ERA, or New Economic Recovery Authority. That means we set up an authority under the Department of the Taoiseach. It then has 5 commercial state bodies under that with driven targets and objectives. These are in the areas of water, of broadband, of communications, of renewables and of smart grid. And this will provide opportunities for Jamie and for very many others. We say we can start with 100,000 new jobs there inside 4 years, and the spin-off from those by virtue of the fact that it brings about an infrastructure that people will know that if they invest, they're going to have the opportunity to do their particular business from. So for Jamie, what we want to do is sort out our banking system, have credit flowing through it, set up our national New Economic Recovery Authority and provide those jobs all over the country for young graduates, for tradespeople, for farmers, for housewives, physicists, scientists, and they're not location particular. They can be in every location throughout Ireland.
Now, a different question from Mel Farrell in Longford, who wants to know, in your opinion, from the party's inception, what has been Fine Gael's greatest legacy to the Irish people?
I would say protection of democracy, the right of people to do their business in a democracy, sorting out our country's problems when we had that opportunity, particularly in regard to restoring Ireland's good economic health, which we will have to do again shortly. But also, I think, a demonstration of what politics is all about, which is to work in the service of the people. And for me, as a public representative, that is our only focus, on the service of the people. And good politics, clear decisions, no messing, you build a great country.
Now, you've got a busy week ahead of you with National Conference. Are the preparations going well?
They are. I've got to write my speech. We're hoping for a big crowd in Killarney. I think the indications are that we'll have a very vibrant, energetic conference on the Friday and Saturday. We're starting on the Friday night with the health fair care area with Dr. James Riley. And then on Saturday we'll concentrate on the country's finances, our economic policies, our jobs policies, and all the other areas. We'll be given opportunity for panel discussions with our spokespeople, front and back bench, and then we have the leaders' address at 8:30 on Saturday evening. So I've got to get my thoughts in train for the message there, which is one of hope, one of confidence, one of not to be afraid of the future, that Fine Gael has a very clear plan, a very clear strategy, and most importantly, we have the team of committed people, of competent people, to actually implement it. And that's the big challenge of politics, and I hope that the Killarney conference gives added impetus to that, which I'm sure it will.
Super. And you can meet many of your Facebook friends and fans there too, I'm sure.
Well, all my Facebook friends and fans are invited to Killarney, and I hope that many more will turn up as well. This is an important time for our country. It's an important time for our party. We've worked hard to put together a cohesive team, a performing team, a competent team. But not only that, we have the plans and the strategies to sort out our finances, provide work for our people, get Ireland back on the track of exports and being competitive, and restoring our good faith and our place among the other countries in Europe and indeed the world.
Thank you very much, Enda.
Thank you, Emma.